Hi, it's Lee. As you can probably tell, I'm going to look over my Sega Genesis collection. Now, I have a Sega Genesis, I have a 3-button controller, I also have this 6-button controller. It's beautiful. Much prefer the 6-button controller, but certain games will not allow you to use it. Do I have anything else for this? Not really, actually, now that I think about it. I do have the power supply, and obviously the connector for the TV. So, I'm going to get this out of the way. Everybody's seen it. It's cool that it says high definition graphics and 16-bit there. Really lets you know. So let's pull out some games. Now, I already filmed a pickup video before ever starting the State of the Collection series, which was probably kind of dumb. In that pickup video, there were 4 games that I showed you. They were Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Forgotten Worlds, and M.U.S.H.A. Played those games recently. M.U.S.H.A. is by far the one that I enjoyed the most, but it's very difficult. So here are my actual games. I do have a few loose ones. They're in pretty rough shape. This is Mortal Kombat 2. Now, important to note, this system, in case you forgot it, and the first 2 games I'll show you were actually given to me by my friend Scott. So again, I talked about people's generosity earlier. Told him I was collecting. He just gave me the system when he came to visit me. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to go into this collection. So here's Mortal Kombat 2 loose. I will be completing all my games on the Genesis. Same thing with the Master System. I go all box now. No cardboard, but because they're the clamshells, I should be able to collect them. Here's Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade Revenge, or Arcade's Revenge. This is a game that someone else picked up for me, but I did pay for it. This is Dynamite Headdy. It's a cool, really kind of weird platformer. It's neat. I wish I had it complete. And here are some games I paid a ton of money for. $82.99. That's about accurate with what I paid. In reality, this is ESPN Speed World. I believe I got this for $1 at a store. I just needed to bulk up this Sega collection. Excuse me. Here's another one from that pile of games. This beautiful Olympic Gold game. Apparently, it was available at a grocery store, if you can see that. It says Épicerie Grocery. It's bilingual. Here is one of my most recent purchases, and I'll show you the price too. There you go, $5. I just couldn't find anything at the store. I was really annoyed, and I had Power Rangers on my mind for some reason, so I said, why not get the shitty knockoff Power Rangers by the same creators? VR Troopers. It's a fighting game. It's not that terrible. That's about the nicest thing I can say about it. Here is, I'm kind of picking the games out here. Here's Cyborg Justice. It's kind of a beat 'em up where you can rip parts off of robots and absorb them, or attach them to yourself and use them as weapons. It's pretty neat. Pretty cheap game. I think I got it for $5 complete. What else do I have? Here's sort of Vermilion. If you look at the back of it, it's pretty much an RPG. Kind of a neat game. Fairly inexpensive. I probably paid about $10 for that. What else do I have here? Probably going to talk about this last game the most. So I'm going to talk about this one first. Here's Dungeons & Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun. My friend Christian said this game was awesome. I just knew how much it was priced at and how cheap it was at the store I was at. I said, you know what, I'm going to get a deal on this thing. It looks pretty neat. It's just I haven't been able to commit to it yet, so we'll see how it goes. This is probably, one of the better deals I've gotten on the system. Here's Kadash. It was an arcade game, and it feels like the game's not in there. I probably left it somewhere. It's kind of it's a platformer, but you can level up your guy, get stronger, and keep going through. It's pretty great. I enjoy it. As long as you level up a lot at the beginning, it's not a long game. I watched Christian beat it. I am not good enough at games to beat them, so I just watch people beat them. Here is a Shinobi game. So this is Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi. Again, Shinobi games are cool. Anything with a ninja is pretty entertaining. And here is probably the most important video game of my life. I didn't have a Sega Genesis growing up, but my friend Brian did. And so did my friend Scott. Obviously, I have his now. But Brian and I probably played this game. They say you have to play 10,000 hours to be an expert at something. And I'm pretty sure I doubled that up on this game. We played the Versus mode, and this is just Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It's kind of like, I would say, Dr. Mario on steroids. You want to make combinations of lines, and the more you make, the more it drops kind of negative stuff on your opponent. And we got pretty darn good at this game. We never played it in a hard mode. We always played it in easy mode so we could get the biggest combinations. But when I do play the single player mode of this game, I can usually get through without losing too much. Like, I'll lose maybe 3 or 4 matches. That's pretty good from what I've gathered. A lot of people struggle with this game, might not have ever beaten it. So it's one of the few video games on Earth that I've beaten soundly several times. And I will still play this to this day. I love it. Again, most important game that I ever played in my life. Alright, that's pretty much it for my Genesis collection. It's the collection I'll be working on the most, probably over the next couple of years, because it's still fairly inexpensive to collect for. I have a list of something like 140 games I want to target on here. Realistically, I don't expect to get all 140 in a year or so, but I do hope to kind of knock that down by maybe 30, so hopefully I'll be under 100 left on my list by next year. Alright, I'll just give you one last look at this so you don't just hear me talk while looking at my table. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.